This episode is brought to you by Blinkist. Hey, I'm Tom, this is Aspect Science, and I just journaled for 30 days. Here's why. With the idea of self-improvement becoming more and more popular, I've become curious about different ways that people can go about it. Now, like me, you might have heard that journaling every day can bring a lot of benefits. But is this true? What can writing a couple of pages a day really do for you? Right, we're going through a heat wave in the UK right now as I'm filming this, so I need to go film the rest of this video outside. Now, when I talk about journaling, I don't mean the type of journaling where you're just keeping a straightforward log of the events of a day. I'm talking about writing about things like your thoughts, your emotions, and your goals, and thinking about them a little bit more deeply in the process. Now, there are a lot of claims about the benefits that this type of journaling can bring to you. Probably too many to talk about in this video alone. So I'm just going to focus on a couple of the big ones: mental health and physical health. Let's first talk about how it can affect your mental health. So first off, it's never going to be a replacement for seeking proper medical help and advice, but there are countless studies that show that frequent journal writing can lead to decreases in things like stress, anxiety, and depression. Now, these three things are often quite closely tied together, with one influencing the other. So a decrease in symptoms of one could lead to a decrease in symptoms in the others. And studies have even shown that writing in a journal can sometimes be as effective as cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, in dealing with these issues, with CBT being a frequently used method of therapy that has a whole bunch of evidence to support how effective it can be. And journal writing is also a form of meditation. It forces you to slow down and focus on one thing, in this case a singular thought, for an extended period of time. Now, just quickly, I'm thinking of doing an entire episode all about how meditation actually works. So let me know down in the comments below if that is something that you want to see. But for now, essentially different types of meditation can potentially decrease stress and have positive effects on your ability to control attention, to regulate your emotions, and to have self-awareness, and can also impact your memory and learning abilities, with studies showing that it causes actual changes to the makeup of your brain. But journaling can also help with your physical health. There's evidence that this sort of journaling can actually strengthen your immune system and speed up healing times from injuries. Now, this sounds pretty bizarre, I know, but it might be an indirect effect of decreasing levels of stress and stress-related hormones like cortisol, which at high levels for long periods of time can actually weaken your immune system and slow down healing times. The benefits of journaling is a really interesting topic because there really isn't a lot of evidence based on the questions of why or how it could potentially help reduce things like stress or depression. It's clear from a mountain of studies that people have benefited from it. But unlike my usual videos where I like to dig into the mechanisms of what's happening in the body or brain with things like this, the information about it just isn't there, at least not yet. Some researchers have suggested some possible mechanisms for it, but due to the complexity of the human brain and our psychology, it's extremely hard to pin down a singular answer that explains it. So, like with a lot of things, further research is gonna be needed. But does this mean that we should just dismiss the whole idea and wait until we've completely unraveled the mysteries of the human brain and have hundreds of people go and sit in fMRI machines whilst they journal away their thoughts? Personally, I don't think so. It's clear that it does help people, and whether or not this is just down to some sort of placebo effect or not, the fact that it is an extremely cheap, accessible, and easy thing for people to do makes me think that it really can't be too bad for people to just give a try. So I decided to give it a go for 30 days. And honestly, a lot of the time it really did help deal with stress and stressful situations. But even though I say that, I do need to fess up. I did actually miss a few days. Usually this was simply because I forgot to do it. But I actually found it to be better to simply not write on days where I had nothing to get out of my head and onto paper. And some studies say that writing for the sake of writing could actually be a bad idea, as you might just end up ruminating on the same thoughts day in and day out without doing anything constructive with them. So essentially, even though some people claim that you should journal every single day, from my experience, I think that people should just figure out what works best for them and their schedules. So, are you going to give it a go? Let me know down in the comments, and also let me know how it goes if you do. Even though the explanation for why it helps might not be out there right now, the evidence that it works and my experience of it means that I'm definitely going to carry on journaling. At least until I fill up this one right here. Hey everyone, just hang around for 1 second because I really want to tell you about a really cool app called Blinkist that decided to sponsor this video. With the self-improvement movement in full swing, there are a lot of ways that people can take a crack at trying to improve different aspects of their lives. And one of the most popular ways is through reading books that are just packed full of information that can help people try to make those changes. But the thing is that everyone has busy lives and they might not be able to carve out the time to actually read those books. I mean, let's be honest, do you have a pile of books that you really do mean to read, but at the moment they're just collecting dust in the corner of your room somewhere? I know that I definitely do. And that is exactly where Blinkist steps in. Blinkist takes the best insights and need-to-know information from thousands of non-fiction books and condenses them down into around 15-minute versions. Now you can read those 15-minute versions, or you can do it the way that I like to and actually listen to them. Whenever I'm going out for a quick walk or I'm taking a quick break from making these videos, I can just throw in my headphones and just get that information flowing. Using Blinkist, I reread a book that I had read a few months back called Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull and Amy Wallace from Pixar. And it retaught me all of the important parts in the convenience of a short 15-minute walk. And what's great is that it was also a really good listen that I highly recommend you listen to as well. They've got over 8 million users and a massive library of books ranging from self-help books all the way through to history books. So you're probably going to be able to find something that you are going to love. I recently found a book on there called Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, which I'd actually heard a lot about before but could never really find the time to read it. So I gave it a go on Blinkist during a really quick break, and I'm really happy I did. So if you're looking for another suggestion, I'd really recommend checking out Digital Minimalism as well. The app is super simple to use and I just really love what it's helping people do. And if you're curious and want to try out Blinkist for yourself, then you're in luck. Blinkist have hooked us up with a nice little deal. The first 100 people to go to blinkist.com/aspect science are going to get unlimited access for 1 week to try out the app. You can cancel at any point during this trial. And what's great is that if you decide you love it and you want to go all in, you'll also get 25% off a full membership. There'll be a link to it down in the description below, so go and check it out for yourself and let me know what you think. Thank you so much to the amazing people at Blinkist for deciding to sponsor this video, and thank you for watching this video. So until next time, you keep discovering the world around you, and I'll see you then.